You're listening to the Hella Well with Danielle show, a podcast taking women of color on a journey exploring all things wellness and travel related. We're all about showing you how to put on your oxygen mask first and creating lasting self-care habits that will free you to travel the world and live the life you truly desire, and not one you have to fake loving. I'm your host, Danielle Washington. Now let's buckle up and start this journey. Welcome to the Hella Well with Danielle podcast, your weekly mental vacation from the daily grind for busy women who just need a moment to pause, breathe, and woosah. I'm your host, Danielle. And I talk about needing that mental vacation all the time. It's the opening of the podcast every week. But what about those times when you need that mental vacation and you can't get to your elaborate self-care rituals? You can't get to that spa or take that bath or do whatever it is that calms you down, that is this long, elaborate self-care tool that you know that works for you. Because keep it real, you don't always have that time. In this busy world when we're always on the go and we're busy, sometimes we need something that's right there. And that's where pocket-sized relaxation tools can come in. They provide immediate stress relief that's within literally arm's reach. These tools can go from an inspiration from Issa Rae to healing crystals, and they literally are our secret weapons. They're our allies against this crazy world that sometimes feels like it's coming for us. And what I love the most about them is that they're readily available and easy to use. Speaking of, let's begin with my first go-to pocket-sized tool, which is one of my go-tos, and that's breathing. You hear me talk about it all the time. We start the podcast episode with breathing because I want to encourage you to remember that your breath is always with you. It is your constant companion when you need a moment to be like, oh, please don't let me go to jail for saying this, or don't let me pop up on that person, or whatever you need that calmness for. Your breath is with you 24/7. Wherever you are, your breath is with you. And using it intentionally and mindfully can really help ground you. It can help calm you down. When I need a dose of pocket-sized relaxation, I head to Sicily breathing. We've done it here before, but it's a quick tool to help calm and cool the body and mind down. So to practice it, all you need to do is inhale through a curled tongue. And if that's something you can't do because genetically not everyone can do that, all you need to do is put your tongue behind your lower teeth. And what you'll do is you'll breathe in through that open mouth, allowing the cool air to soothe your body and your mind. Then you'll close your mouth and exhale fully through your nose. So let's try this together. We're going to do 3 breaths quickly. So if you can, sit up tall, close your eyes, and either curl your tongue like a taco or put your tongue behind your lower teeth. And you're going to inhale deeply, hold and close your mouth, and then exhale slowly through your nose. Again, inhale deeply, feeling the cool air coming in through your mouth. Pause, close your mouth, and then exhale slowly. And then one last time, inhale deeply, feeling the cool air, cooling your body, cooling your mind, cooling your spirit. Closing your mouth, hold, and then exhale all the air out of your body. This cooling breath is perfect for when you just need those moments of woosah, and helps us bring us to the present moment. Now let's talk one of my other favorite topics, which are crystals. I love crystals. There are so many different types of crystals. Most people know about rose quartz and amethyst and lapis lazuli, but there's some other beautiful ones out there. And crystals aren't just beautiful stones. They're literally nature's way of offering us a tangible ally to help regulate our emotions. There's something you can use to hold in your hand, hold in your pocket, wear as bracelets or as a necklace, something just to gaze at, but they are good for so many different ways to help us regulate our emotions. Some of my favorites, for instance, are morganite. Morganite is this beautiful heart-opening chakra crystal that a lot of people use rose quartz. I think morganite is way better. I think it is great for heart cleansing and emotional healing because this potent heart stone helps us offer love and compassionate energy to ourselves by also helping cleanse and heal emotional trauma. It's also good for courage and confidence and creating this harmonious energy that's really good with meditation. So I actually like using this when I'm meditating. So if I'm meditating, I want to hold on to a crystal. This is a good one if I want to kind of have that heart opening, that heart energy frequency. This is my go-to crystal for that. Another one that I love is carnelian. This is one of those ones that I like to wear. And when I'm not wearing it, I feel the difference. This is often known for like motivation and creativity, which is great for those things. But the reason I wear it and the reason why I like to have either a bracelet on my arm or have a stone in my hand at times is that it aids in emotional balancing. It helps us get rid of that negative feeling, those negative talks, that apathy, while also fostering courage and happiness, which I think we sometimes need. And it's also good for just concentrating and getting that clarity and mental focus. And when you're having moments where you're feeling triggered, you need a little boost to help you with that mental focus, that clarity, to be like, okay, I got this. Okay, let me look at this from a different perspective versus being triggered and acting out on those triggers. And so that's why that's probably one of my number one or go-to crystals that I typically will always have on me. Another crystal that I like that I will always mispronounce is lepidolite, something like that. Lepidolite, I think that's what it is. But this is like the go-to crystal for stress relief. If you're feeling stressed out, this is the crystal you need at hand. This crystal helps provide stress relief. It helps you align with your sense of acceptance and emotional stability. And sometimes we need that emotional stability. It's great for balance and harmony. And it's also good. A lot of people use it for dream work, helping you to recall dreams. But the reason I really also love this is that it helps with locating and clearing out energy blocks in the body. Oftentimes when we're having some of these emotions and we're having these moments where we're feeling dis-ease in our body, it's because we have blocks in our energy circles, which are our chakras. And so having this crystal with you, carrying it on you, wearing it, looking at it, gazing at it, whatever you want to do, it's really good for helping to clear out those energy blocks that we have. Another one that I really like is bloodstone. And this one is good for purification. It's good for detoxifying like physical parts of your body and emotional balance. It's good for physical endurance. It's good for new beginnings. And it's just a really perfect crystal that helps offer courage and promote balance within oneself. And I think we need balance. We need something that helps us. We need that encouragement. And there are tons of crystals. These are just a few of the ones that I like to use. I have tons and tons and tons of crystals. You look at my house, there's crystals everywhere. If you look at my luggage, I always carry certain crystals with me to travel. I have crystals on my keychain that remind me to calm the blank down. And if you're looking for a place to buy crystals, I had Tiffany on the show a long time ago, kind of explaining why I use crystals, and I'll actually put a link to that podcast in the show notes for this one. But she has a shop called Doers Beat Thinkers. Love the name, by the way. But in her descriptions of the crystals, she talks in clear language of, these crystals are good for these astrological signs. These crystals are good for people who are looking for something to do with the heart chakra or the sacral chakra or the root chakra. And what I love even more is that she doesn't just say, this crystal is good for the heart. She goes into elaborate explanations behind each of the crystals, which really helps you to understand, is this the right crystal for me? And then when you get the crystals from her, I know that she uses Reiki, which I love Reiki. I'm a Reiki master and I know the power of Reiki. But there's something also beautiful about knowing that these crystals haven't been overlooked and touched by 50 million people. There's not other people's 50 million other energies on it. And sometimes I don't know what the intention is behind the store owners for picking the crystals. Do they just grab a bunch of crystals and throw it in the store and put a price tag on it? I know Tiffany, she's intentional about the crystals that she picks and that she gives to everyone. And she's intentional about giving and honoring those crystals as she gives them to you as a client of hers. And that's why she is my go-to place for buying crystals. And if you want to know anything more about crystals, she is a go-to person. So that is my plug for where I would go to get my crystals and why I would go to Tiffany for that. So moving on, we are headed to 5-minute audio prayers and meditations, because sometimes we just need a prayer. Sometimes we just need someone to pray on us, pray for us. We need a moment of just uplifting voices. And if it's not a prayer, sometimes we just need a quick guided meditation. These are pre-recorded sessions that you can find on YouTube, Insight Timer, or even Instagram Reels. I have some meditations that are short that you can find on my Instagram. I also do stuff in my broadcast channel. If you're not on the Hello Well broadcast channel, make sure you sign up for that. But I'll put stuff there as well. But find whatever works for you. I love sometimes listening to messages from Sarah Jakes Roberts. I find that she is uplifting. I will listen to different people who I save things on Instagram that I'm like, okay, when I need these moments of pocket-sized relaxation, I can go to these people. And so if you're saving something on Instagram, you can create a collection and call it pocket-sized relaxation. So you have your little toolkit, or even on YouTube, you can save and create a little playlist of pocket-sized relaxation that works for you. Because what these are mini spiritual getaways. All you need to do is plug in your headphones, close your eyes, and listening to these comforting and uplifting voices, and let yourself be transported into this beautiful, peaceful state that allows you to escape the chaos, if only for a few minutes, because we need those moments. Next is interactive jewelry, which you may or may not know about. But interactive jewelry is designed for relaxation that combines aesthetics with mindfulness and stress-relieving functionalities. I think they're kind of cool. Like, this trend is a great way to be discreet and have portable means of relaxation with you at any time of the day. And they're becoming more and more popular. These accessories range from fidget jewelry to aromatherapy lockets to biofeedback or sound therapy pieces. And they provide like on-the-go relaxation techniques that are just at your fingertips. For example, like fidget jewelry, if you're not familiar with that, these can be beautifully crafted rings, bracelets, or necklace that have movable elements. And why these are good is because A, they're discreet, but they're a discreet way to keep your hands busy and to help you reduce stress and improve your focus. Then there's also breathing reminding jewelry. And these pieces, I love because I love things that will remind us to breathe. But these have embedded in them like subtle lights and vibrations that will guide the wearer through paced breathing exercises. And it helps us, again, focus and control our breath and be intentional about using our breath. And so if you aren't familiar with interactive jewelry for relaxation, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to look them up, see what works for you, and look into it. I wear crystal beads on me, and sometimes I'll just use the beads as kind of a mandala type of thing where I will, did I say the right thing? I'm not sure. Anyway. So what I'll do is I'll just count the beads. I'll like move one bead to the side and count the beads. And that's a calming way for me to kind of calm my body down. So think of different ways with what you currently have, or look into something that may fit you based off of the conversation we just had. Moving on, essential oils. If you don't know, you probably do know, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Essential oils or smells, that sense of smell is a great way to shift your moods. Think about it. When you smell something that is funky, that shifts your mood. You're like, what the blank is that? Or if you smell something that smells really good, like maybe it's rose or it's lavender, you're like, oh, this reminds me of something. Or maybe this smell reminds me of like cookies. If you smell cookies, it reminds you of when your grandmother used to make you cookies. Scents are powerful ways to shift our moods. Oils like lavender, chamomile, interact with the limbic system and offer, which is our emotional center, and they help with relaxation. But what I'm saying to you today is I need you to find the scent that works for you. Because, for example, peppermint is known as energizing, but for me, I use a mix of peppermint and eucalyptus together because eucalyptus reminds me of the spa, and for some reason, peppermint is relaxing to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's the cooling feeling that I get when I have it on my body, but for me, it's very calming. So everyone has a unique scent that works for them, that's comforting for them. So it's about finding yours and keeping it handy in those high stressful moments. A great way to do this is you can get one of those like little glass containers where you can put oil in it. It has like a rolling ball on it. So you can have it to where you can roll a little bit on you, on your wrist or behind your ears. Or I like to put like drops if I just have the essential oil in a small little thing. I'll put drops in my hand and then I'll rub my hands together because our hands have chakras. They have connections to our internal body. And so what I'll do is I'll rub my hands together, activating that energy. And then I'll bring my hands to my nose, like making like a little cuff around my nose. And I'll inhale and exhale that scent that will help me ground my body, help me calm, help me find that peace. And so find what works for you and always have that on you. I think that's a great way to it's a great pocket-sized form of relaxation that you can utilize at any time and any place that you need. Now let's discuss soothing visual imagery. These visual stimuli can help impact our emotional state. They could be anything from a picture of a calming beach. Maybe it's some sanctuary spot that you love. It's a place of travel that brought you joy. Or maybe it's even a picture of a loved one. Whatever it is, allow these visual images to be your escape when you need an immediate break. Let them be the mental vacation that you need to calm down, that helps you find that tranquil space. Let it be your visual sanctuary that helps redirect your mind away from the stress and onto something that provides calm and peace for you. And lastly, let's get real. If you've ever watched the show Insecure, which is one of my favorite shows, you've seen Issa in those empowering mirror prep talk moments. And we know that it works because she went from "we got y'all" to being her own boss. And so why not turn these mirror prep talk moments into voice memo pep talk? Like craft your own affirmations that are tailored toward different situations. Create a pep talk for when you have a difficult coworker, because we all had one of those at one point in our time in our life, and we know that we may have another one with us right now. As we're listening to this podcast, craft a pep talk to deal with that situation or a difficult boss. Craft a pep talk for challenging moments with maybe your kids or your partner or your family, or anything for any other moments. Like maybe it's one that you need to be uplifted, you need encouraged, you need it to feel loved, you need to be seen. Whatever it is, channel your inner Issa and keep those affirmations literally one click away. So there you have it. From breath to crystals to interactive jewelry to designing your own memo of a personal pep talk. Peace is literally just a pocket away. All these tools are simple yet hella effective and hella powerful and are perfect for those moments when you just need to literally chill the F out ASAP at any time, at any place. Because let's be honest, we can't always get to those elaborate self-care rituals that we love to use. I can't always go to my favorite spot where it's a hiking location that's about 15 minutes away and get out of my car and go for an elaborate walk. I don't have time for that. I can't always get to a trip to Bora Bora or find myself a grass or a tree to hug or whatever it is, taking a bath and doing a long, elaborate yoga practice or a long, elaborate meditation. We don't always have those moments. There's times in our life when we need something ASAP at any time, at any place, and it needs to be in arm's reach to help us reduce our stress and relax. We need these pocket-sized mental vacations to help us bring in these moments of mindfulness, to bring in these moments of feeling chilled at any time of the day. Well, that's the episode for today. Thanks for joining me. I hope that these help. Let me know. Send me a message. If you have other pocket-sized relaxation tools that you utilize that you think that others would love to hear about, let me know. I'll shout you out and I will tell other people that you gave these recommendations as well. But in the meantime, stay centered. Stay centered. Find your peace. And remember that peace is within reach. But it's an intentional choice that you need to make every single day. I'll see you next week. Ciao. Thanks for joining us this week on the Hello Well with Danielle show. Make sure to visit our website, hellowellwithdanielle.com, where you can subscribe to our show on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music and never miss an episode. Also, you can follow us on social media at Hello Well with Danielle on Facebook and Instagram, and Hello Well Danny on Twitter. And if you hella love the show and got some good nuggets out of it, know that I'm not too proud to ask for you to please leave a rating or review on iTunes so that we can continue to expand our reach and help other women of color. Again, thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you next week. Ciao.